So the UK government have just made prayer a thought crime. This is only going to get worse. Hi, my name's Rev Dan. I'm a vicar in the Church of England, and you know, am I allowed to pray anymore? Is going to be a crime because the UK government last week made illegal prayer as a thought crime if you're within 150 meters of an abortion centre. So we've seen twice, a couple of times, a lady called vaughan-spruce who was arrested. First time she was arrested for praying silently in her head outside an abortion centre in Birmingham because the council had put an exclusion zone around an abortion centre. They say to protect women going in, and she was there on the street just praying silently. There's a vicar, a Catholic vicar, Father Sean Goff, who also got arrested for praying silently. They both went to the magistrate's court and it got thrown out. They're both cleared of thought crimes. It says in the Daily Mail here, reacting to the not guilty verdict, Miss vaughan-spruce said in a statement, "I'm glad I've been vindicated of any wrongdoing, but I should never have been arrested for my thoughts and treated like a criminal simply for silently praying on a public street." Well, she was in the same place, and as you can see in this video, she was praying silently, and guess what? This happened.
Yeah.
Can I please ask you to step away from here and step outside the exclusion zone?
I'm not protesting, I'm engaging in any of the activities.
But you've said you're engaging in prayer, which is the offence.
It's silent prayer.
No, but you are still engaging in prayer. It is an offence.
I disagree.
Okay then. So you would rather that you be arrested and taken away than stand outside the exclusion zone? Is that what you're saying?
Are those the only two alternatives?
Yes.
I don't think I'm being harmed with offence. Intimidating one person anyway, I'm not protesting.
So you could see that she was arrested again. So even though it was thrown out of court, she was arrested again by police. 6 police officers turned up to arrest her. How crazy is this? Is there a better persecution going on there against Christians? Why do you need 6 police officers, especially when there's crime being reported that there's crime in that area that is not being dealt with? But this woman that is silently praying gets 6 police officers to take her away, even though it's been thrown out of court. But since then, the UK Parliament and government have voted through a bill with an amendment that was put in there to say if you're within 150 metres of an abortion facility, that you cannot silently pray. This is the first Western country that has brought in these draconian rules that if you are thinking or thinking a prayer, you can be arrested for your thoughts. Can you understand how dangerous this is? And we all know that this will go further in one way or another. So you cannot stay within 150 meters of an abortion facility and pray. You will be arrested if you admit that you are thinking your prayers. It's crazy. So imagine a church within 150 meters of an abortion facility and praying on a Sunday. And what if someone prays, not even thought, but out loud? The whole church could be arrested because our prayers are intercession. Someone prays on behalf of everyone in the church. So the police could come in, technically, and arrest everybody because they are breaking that law. It is absolutely crazy. So what we have to take into account in all this, back in 2018, the government did a review and found that there were sufficient laws already in place to criminalise genuine harassment. So people who were genuinely harassing people, there was enough laws already there to arrest those people. So this is taking it further. They didn't need to do this But this is persecution against Christians here who want to silently pray. So I like here what Ian Paisley MP wrote in Premier Christianity of Daniel. And listen to this. Daniel was a biblical character famously arrested and thrown into the lion's den. What is less well remembered is the reason for his ordeal. His crime? Contravening a sinister new law that outlawed his right to private prayer and false sole homage to the political regime of the day. This illiberal edict, cynically constructed by a group of opportunist politicians for a purpose never intended by the king who signed it, led to a death warrant against a peaceful, Lord-abiding man. Now, fair enough, we're not going to get the death warrant, but we will get arrested and potentially put in prison by continually to do this. Can you stay outside the 150 metre zone? Yes, you can. We know God hears our prayers. But there is something about being a presence there. And isn't it sinister that you're moving everyone who could help those in need, and especially to those women who are being forced into an abortion that don't necessarily want an abortion, can then not receive any help or approach a person, even if they're looking like they're in prayer, that they might be able to help them. And on the other hand, you have Marie, what used to be Marie Stopes, the MSI Reproductive Choices, what a name, huh? Who, in this article from the Independent paper, were offering bonuses for people to have an abortion, to make sure that they went and had the abortion. Offering bonuses to ensure people have an abortion. This is the ending of a life. How can you give people bonuses? It is abhorrent. How God must be just it is, you know, for me, like, we know that there are many issues around this, but to treat this, I used to work in retail, and I used to earn bonuses for sales, yeah, and you would strive and you would do more, you'd work harder to achieve because you wanted to get your bonuses. You know, sometimes we would get to go on trips, and that was fantastic, and so you would work hard and get your team to work hard. To think of someone getting a bonus because you've got more children to die is just horrendous, and I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine what God's like in heaven over this, and how we have to account for all that too. Corinthians 5:10 tells us that. So since 1967, since the Abortion Act came into the UK, 10 million children have been killed in the womb, but for a lot of people, a lot of babies have been saved because of people being there. That we're not, people have been excluded even from praying, to silently praying, and this will over time, it will change, it will get worse. How can we be in a Western society today and have such draconian laws that we are not even allowed to pray in a certain area around, you know, and this is a conservative government as well. This is a conservative government that could have stopped this. And so I looked around to see in the news what the response was from bishops here in the Church of England. You know, I say the Church of England, there are many other denominations, but I'm the Church of England, and I haven't so far picked up any. I'm not saying that they haven't said anything, because not everything gets reported, but I want to hear bishops' voices on this. I want to hear bishops' voices saying this is absolutely wrong to do this, to stop people from praying and making prayer a thought crime for which you can be arrested, and all those people are doing is trying to save lives. Where are we heading?